Welcome back to my channel. I'm Zipporah the Lux Angel, and today I am back with another tarot card reading. Please remember that these readings are timeless, general, and for entertainment purposes only. That means only listen to what directly applies to your personal situation, leave the rest for someone else. And by all means, please contact licensed professionals and or the proper authorities regarding any mental, medical, legal, or financial emergencies and or crises. That being said, let us begin. First things first, the handbag of the day is my beautiful Louis Vuitton Boulogne, and she will serve as today's vision board inspiration for all the abundance manifestors out there. If you'd like to see me styling my luxury capsule collection, you can check out the series I have here on YouTube called Battle of the Bags. All right, let us begin. I'm going to start by choosing a deck for your reading, and today I'm going to go with what is this called? I think it's called Tarot of the Divine by Cyril Marchetti, the same person who authored the Kipper deck. But this one is called it's called Tarot of the Divine, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah. Anyhow, I am going to shuffle. If you don't want to stay through the shuffling, I'll have the timestamp listed in the description box for you below. All right. Let's do this thing. Please and thank you, Spirit. Collective energy. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective energies. Thank you, Spirit. Collective energies. Thank you, Spirit. Oh. Collective energies. Please and thank you, Spirit. Collective energies. Please and thank you, Spirit. Collective energies. Please and thank you, Spirit. Collective energies. Okay. We'll do one more. Okay, let's do it. What do we have for the collective? We're starting with the Eight of Cups. Saying goodbye. Stretching ourselves and going. What do we got here? Ooh, Judgment. Okay, we had to go. We had to go. We had to get up and go. What the heck is going on here? Well, that's good. That means you answered the call. It's like you went deeper into something and found out truth and figured it out. And now it's like, yeah, this is deep. This is actually really, really, really deep. Damn, it's so deep. Okay, like this is the depths on every level, like even in these cards, bro. Okay, because they're in the deep waters. Okay, but then even like these souls looks like they're coming out from under the deep. Okay, like what? Oh my goodness. Hold the phone on this one though. Are you releasing spirits though? Are you releasing spirits with what you're finding out? This could also be like investigative, like freeing souls because you found something out. Wow, dang. What the heck is going on here? We have the Queen of Swords. Okay, I said investigative. I mean, on a very, very like 3D level, this really could be like you're an investigator or something, and you've helped solve some cases, solve some crimes. Yeah, figure something out that helps a lot of people. And we have the Six of Pentacles, and that is almost like bringing justice to people who couldn't bring justice for themselves. And that's why it's freeing. Like you have the resources or the mindset or the eye to be able to see the injustices and to right the wrongs or to know what to do. Let me see here. That's very, very interesting. But you're helping those who couldn't help themselves. It's like you really could have done something, and I don't even know, you could not even be aware But whatever you figured out and balanced in your own life could be freeing other people. Like you might not even know these people, know of these people. This could just be this like where your choices have brought balance and harmony and have freed up. It's like, you know how there's earthbound spirits? It's almost just like you were able to free them because you figured something out. That's deep. I ain't never got no mess like this. I mean, I ain't gonna call it no mess. I'm just saying, I ain't never got nothing this dang deep. But thank you, Spirit. I'm glad I could be a conduit to these messages. And whomever you are, well, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. You done freed somebody. Now, let me see what's going on here. 5 of Swords. What is this? Of course it was. Of course it was. Let me see. I have gotten some similar energy like this, like something with veterans, bro. And it is not just because we recently had Veterans Day. Veterans Day was literally yesterday, okay? But at the time of, it doesn't matter when. This is the energy of this reading. But it's something about, because like this is a battlefield right here. Like you could have solved something that like, I don't know. Like this could be like military or things that happened in the past. There could be like stories. You know how like there's stories that don't get told about like past events, you know? And who knows, maybe there is like, there could be something like that where in previous things like previous wars or previous years of people who served, like you investigated their stories or things like that. You went and talked to people and maybe you're bringing their stories to life or something like that. And now they can pass on because, you know, cross over or something because you have uncovered this for them or told their stories. We have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, bringing healing. Like these are like almost like tortured souls who died in battle or something like that. Ooh. Okay, this is the Ace of Swords. Spirit saying I'm on to something. They're like, I know this sounds crazy because you don't ever really get no stuff like this. Well, I'm trying to tell you, this is the truth here. Queen of Swords with the Ace of Swords. Some of y'all could have deliberately done this. Like y'all could be like some sort of like psychic investigators that investigate things of the past. It's almost giving like what was that show? I used to love watching that flipping show. What was the name of that show with Jennifer Love Hewitt? Ghost Stories, I think it was called. Was that what the name of that show was? It might have been Ghost Stories or something. Y'all leave it in the comments what it was. It's with Jennifer Love Hewitt. And like spirits would come to her and or she would just see them and she would help them solve things and then they could cross over. The Ghost Whisperer. That's what it was called, I believe. The Ghost Whisperer. Y'all might be something like that, where y'all go and research history and bring stories to life. It doesn't have to be with the supernatural. It could just be like you research old stories and, you know, bring them out. Maybe write a book about it or something like that. But it could be freeing these people. And you don't even know it because it could have been passed on already. And like their souls can now rest in peace, actually, because you're telling their stories. Look at that. I mean, hey, wow, kudos to you. Like, that's really cool. Maybe that's what Spirit wants you to know, that you're helping people, even if you don't realize that you're doing it, like researching these things. We have the 9 of Pentacles, and you're going to be greatly rewarded for it. Okay, let me tell you, we have the 6 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. You could also be like helping their loved ones that they left behind who are still alive, because it's like healing them to tell these stories that never got told. Or if they saw injustices happen to the people that they loved in some way, and then you shine a light on it, make a documentary or something, and it heals them because they can finally give a voice to what they've been keeping in for all this time. Eventually, people might even seek you out for this. They might just give you money and donate to you for this, because they're just so grateful that you have done this. And I'm just seeing where you might just genuinely do it out of genuine interest. Seriously. Or maybe because you just feel compelled to do it. I mean, for sure. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, this is an opportunity. If this resonates with you, Spirit is saying, yeah, this is part of your path. to your financial abundance. And guys, I'm noticing that this is coming up in the collective a lot, like people finding the path to their abundance. And I'm thinking that's because of what's going on in the global economy right now. This is not like everyone's like, oh my gosh. Okay, I get it because it is like, oh my gosh. But we have to remember that this is supposed to be happening. This is cyclical, right? This is very, very cyclical. If you look throughout history, first of all, nations rise and nations falls, period. And all civilizations, I mean, look at Lemuria, look at Atlantis, if you think about, if you believe in those things, it does not matter. The Aztecs, the Maya, the Olmec, the this, the that. It does not matter who it is. Nations rise and nations fall is just how it works. And so y'all can point and blame, is this party, is that party? No, this is how life works, period. So, you know, the Western civilization as it is today is due for change. And I think this is why a lot of this is coming up, like, what is your path to be able to earn an income or sustain yourself? Because the ways that we used to do things are crumbling all around us. It's not working out. Okay. I'm sure you're aware. I'm sure you've been watching the news. I'm sure you can see. So this is that's a sidebar. Just like I'm just noticing a lot of stories of where there are paths that people didn't really know would take them to abundance, because we've all been like trained to be on a hamster wheel. Go to college, get a job in corporate, get a job or do this, or get a job in law, or we've been conditioned to some sort of a cycle, right? But that's not necessarily sustainable or everybody's path, right? And so it's like Spirit is showing us where our paths are, which is beautiful. Like Spirit is showing us where our paths are. And for some of you also, that could be another way that this is resonating by helping people. You could be showing them where their paths are. If that other like investigative stuff does not resonate with you, it's like you could actually earn income by showing people what their paths are. You could be somebody who is deeply intuitive or very just intelligent when it comes to seeing what people need and where they could fit in and where they can make money and guiding them in that direction. So that's just another thing, another sidebar. But yes, so if any of this message is resonating with you, it's like, yeah, you can actually earn an income from this. You can, I mean, this could be something where you start a business where you research people's past loved ones and then make books for them about their loved ones, particularly people who died in war or in battle and their stories were never told. That's for somebody out there. You can write books about these people and you can sell them or something like that. Write memoirs. You can go and research their families and get their stories and then, you know, tell them, hey, I'm doing this. I want to get your loved one's story told, and you can go and you might actually really enjoy this. I'm seeing somebody like the Queen of Swords loves information, loves talking to people with the Ace of Swords, and we do have an Ace of Cups here. It's like answering the call. So it's like not only does it benefit you because you can earn an income from it, but also it benefits them because they're getting their stories told. So there's some type of business out there for somebody, you know, sprinkle, sprinkle, as Shira would say, sprinkle, sprinkle, go and take that and do what you will with it, make a business and make something. But yeah, like if you're into genealogies and histories and things like that, and looking stuff up, because I did mention the Ghost Whisperer, and she would do that. Like she would, the spirits would come to her and then she would have to go and look up them and look up what happened on the day that they died and go talk to their loved ones. And she would have to put all the pieces together. And that's how she got the people to cross over, where you can put all the pieces together and make memoirs or make books or whatever and sell them. And also like, you could even give some of the proceeds to their family members who might be struggling, because I'm seeing a Six of Pentacles here. You know, so part of it can be like you give part of the proceeds to donations, to charity, or to help their loved ones, especially if this is about veterans and stuff. And we know that a lot of time veterans don't get what they deserve. And we know that their families don't get what they deserve in a lot of cases. So this is a situation that I think a lot of people could get behind. So sprinkle, sprinkle, like I said, here are some gems for you. And even if you made part of it charitable to like give back to their families, you would still be able to earn a successful income from this. This is what Spirit is saying, y'all. It's coming out here. So somebody go on ahead, take it where it resonates. We have a 7 of Wands here. If this was more esoteric, you may get some judgment from it. And don't nobody care though. But you may get judgment. You may get pushback. You may get, especially if this is about veterans or people who have passed on, like, some of their family members or some of the people who they worked with or some of the people who, yeah, definitely that they worked with may try to intimidate you or say that this is wrong, blah, blah, blah. Some of them don't want the information to come out. Let's be real. Some of them would not want it to come out, would not want these things investigated. So you may have to, you know, deal with some pushback in that regard. But Spirit says stand your ground and don't let them intimidate you, and, you know, do what you do. And we have the Page of Cups here. Let me get this last card. And we have the 4 of Cups here. What is this? You may not be seeing that what you're doing, like, you might look at it as like a hobby or something that is small cookies. Or maybe it is just a small cookies right now, and it is a hobby, and you dream of it being bigger. This could also be something that is like where it is small now, but later it becomes like a cult classic, and later it yields you all the results. If you're doing this now, but I'm seeing that you like it and you love it. But also you hope that one day, you hope that it makes a difference as well. You hope it makes a difference. And I'm seeing that it will, but I'm just seeing where it's like, you might feel like, oh, nobody cares about these things. Nobody cares about these stories. No one cares about, you know, any of this. But I'm seeing in time, they're like, you know how there are movies sometimes where, like, back in the day, like, it didn't do well and nobody cared about it, and then later it becomes such a cult classic and everybody loves it. You know what I mean? Like, it's bigger later than it ever even was when it first came out. Is that kind of a thing. Posthumously, is that how you pronounce that word? Posthumously, you know, like when things become big or things become out after people have died. That's another reason why you might face pushback, because some people are like, oh, let the sleeping dogs lie and don't bring this up, or let them rest in peace. And that part of it might bug you just a little bit, or bug others. And others, one of the things that they might say is that you're profiting off of other people's stories, but it's like, I mean, what do biographers do? You know what I mean? It's just people it's like Hamilton, who lives, who dies, who tells your story. It's like, so you're going to have to just like tune all that noise out. That's another reason we have the 4 of Cups, because you don't have to ignore some of these things that people are saying, because that is one of the things that they will say. It's like you're profiting off of other people's story, or, you know, you shouldn't be profiting off of people after they've died. But you can don't tell them anything. They can kick rocks, because they can have that opinion all they want to. But there is, like, you're freeing souls at the end of the day. You need to remember that. And maybe this is what Spirit is saying to you, is like, this is actually helpful and beneficial. So it's just like, all the naysayers, you don't have to tune them out or stand your ground against it, because the people who have passed on, I'm seeing them being able to actually pass on, cross over, because finally their stories are getting out, or their loved ones finally getting what they deserve. Remember I said, like, especially if you're donating some of the proceeds to these families, like, but also just to give them closure in a way, or to honor their loved ones who never got honored. And that's what you'll have to remember when people come up against you, trying to make you feel like you're not making a difference. You're just going to have to remember that. And we have the King of Wands. All right, so leadership. Yeah, and the Wheel of Fortune. It's like you're turning the wheel. You're taking this initiative. Hold on here. And we do have, look at this. The 9 of Wands is somebody standing their ground. But let me see here. Yeah, I'm seeing where this really benefits the families though. And that's why you need to keep doing it. Because other people looking from the outside in, they can say whatever they want to say. And some of them, like I said, would be hating because they don't want stuff to be told. They don't want to be in the story, especially if they weren't a good part of these people's stories. But their families, what I'm seeing, their families is who are going to really be thankful for this. Or, like I said, it's like bringing justice to these people's souls. Like they may want their families to know certain things. For some of you, this is like spiritual, like ghost whisperer type ish, like where you might get messages. And that's another thing. If this was something like that, where you tell the stories of people who have passed on, that's a thing that you could get judgment for. It's like people might accuse you of being false, or like just making things up about people who are dead, and they can say that's dishonorable and things like that. But you have a Queen of Swords and an Ace of Swords here. There's nothing false about what you're doing. But yeah, so I'm just seeing where you will need strength to do this, because what you're doing is spiritual, whether you realize it or not. This is very spiritual. You may not even be a spiritualist in any way. You could just be someone who likes genealogy and likes history and wants to tell some stories. Great. But it is spiritual at the end of the day. It's happening because this is like an act of spiritual service for these souls, for these people whose stories want to be told. And you're helping them. You're helping them be able to turn the wheel so they can pass over or get some actual rest. It is what it is. And that's what it is. Okay? Yeah, Spirit said you just keep on going. Keep on going. This is your work here. This is your work. Yeah, this is your work for sure. You might also meet, just saying, through this process, you might actually meet a counterpart. That's the sidebar. You may actually meet a counterpart through this work. You know, might be a family member of one of these people you're investigating. Who knows? And you fall in love. I don't know, but there was something like that under there as well. Let me get some oracle cards with this one. Oh, Spirit, why? All right, fine. I always just get so like, Spirit, why do you be guiding me to cards that seem like they don't fit the message, but they always usually do? I want to go in with the loving messages cards, but I am talking about people's loved ones, and there is an Ace of Cups here. But it's just like, but it has more than just like relationship messages on here. But Spirit be knowing what they be doing. So, all right, Spirit, clarification and or guidance. Clarification and or guidance. This is such, it feels like a personal type of reading. Like, I don't know how many of you would be out here like investigating people's stories and bringing them out to light. I mean, this could just be, you know, being a psychic, or being a reader, or being somebody who looks deep into people's stories. And one of the pushbacks that you will get is that, oh, this is fake, or this is false, or you're leading people astray, or this, that, and the other. And you're going to have to keep going, even when all those people talk about that, because they're the ones lying on you at the end of the day. You're not, you're not a charlatan here from what I'm seeing in these cards here. People just don't like the fact that you're able to gain a living off of it. That's what it really is. That's what it really is. When people have a problem, it is because it is something that is not necessarily traditional. Okay, remember I had that whole spiel about, we've been trained in a cycle, but God is showing us our past. So this would be one of those things. Look, your passion right here. This is one of those things where it's like people want you to run away from your passion. Running away, it says, the runner. But it's just like, that's what people are upset about, because it's not traditional. It's not people are stuck in the 3D and they want things to stay the way they were, but everything's crumbling. Look around. Okay. They want things to stay the way they are. So when they see anomalies, like whatever this is right here, they're mad. They want to tear it down. They're just upset. And they're just upset, like I said, because you get to make money off of this, and they just want to say some things to tear you down. And you're going to have to just, ignore it and shut it out. And if necessary, you know, pull out a cease and desist on that ass. Look, we have healthy heart. Exactly. You have good intentions here. And this is what you're doing for people. Remember when I said healing heartbreak, toxicity or addiction, abusive relationship? What I'm really getting with this is like remember, you're freeing souls. Like, these people could have died not knowing not being able to talk to their families, things like that. You could be somebody who talks to the dead. Let's be real, okay? At first I remember hearing about necromancy or being a necromancer or whatever, but you could be somebody who talks to the dead. I don't know, what is that called? I'm sure there's a name for it. A medium. You could be a medium, and people want to judge you and say it's fake or whatever, and why won't you let these spirits rest? But you are. And spirit wants you to know that your gift is real, and you probably already know that ish. Okay, but either way, like, you know, whether this is spiritual or just, like I said, you telling stories of people who have passed or whatever, investigated, you know, you're healing people. You're healing their loved ones, and you're healing them, and that's just bottom line. Look at that, death. See, I'm trying to tell you, there's something about people passed on that you're helping. You may not know this. You may not know this, but healing heart next to the death. Yeah, people could have like literally lost their lives and never got to say goodbye. You know, I remember thinking, you know, there's like times where you were concerned about your health and things like that. And I just remember thinking, like, you know, if I ever got some type of terminal illness, I'd have to be grateful, because at least if I had a terminal illness, I had time to say goodbye. There are people who die suddenly and their loved ones never get the closure, never get to say goodbye. And I was like, well, you know, if I ever had a terminal illness, that's one of the things that would make me, because you always try to look for the positive and the silver lining. That's one of the silver linings is like, you get to say your goodbyes. So many people go car accidents or dying overseas or this, that, and the other, or missing, and their loved ones never get closure. And for those people, it's like you investigating things or being able to tell them what happened. It helps them. It heals them. It gives them that rest and that closure. So F what other people say. F what other people say if you're actually doing that for people. All right. Yeah. See, separation. Oh my God. I'm about to cry. I don't even know why I'm about to cry, because I don't have a story like this. Okay. Sadness, bitterness, missing you, thinking about you, uncertain future. You're helping people like this. Oh my gosh. People who are separated by death or whatever, and their loved ones it's like, it's cathartic. If you only told their story, it would be cathartic for them. But for some of you, you are like some sort of medium or something, or you study genealogy and history, and you can help them figure out how their loved one died. Either way, like, okay, look, old school. I'm trying to tell you, these are like passed on people, bro. Look at this. And it says outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over and over in your head. And that's just giving me, like I said, we've been conditioned to think in these linear ways of what a career looks like. But Spirit is showing us that those ways are over. For some of you, we're going to have unconventional paths, and this is one of those such paths. And so it's like, don't let other people deter you from your path because they have a problem. That's their problem, not yours. Especially when you know that you're helping the people who are left behind by these people. What that is going to be the thing that like helps you. It's like, regardless of what naysayers say who are on the outside, you know how you're helping the people who have been left behind, like the people who are survived of these people who have passed on. And that is what's going to give you the solace and the strength to continue. You're helping their families. It's the 9 of Wands, strength, to the 10 of Cups, their families, their ancestry, their lineage. You're helping them, period. All right? Yeah, see, at the bottom of the deck, we have heartbroken, deeply hurt and sad, feeling lost, grieving and despair, breakup. It's so sad. Like, but the first card came out was healing heart. You're healing this for people. So let that just be the thing that heals you when people are coming against you. Because I'm getting a lot of that with this judgment card. It's like there's judgment, like people judging you, but there's the Ace of Cups, the healing, and the 7 of wands. Like, you have to defend and stand up for yourself. Like, and even if you don't say anything to these people, you have to stand up for yourself in your own heart and mind and know that you're doing a good work. Look at that. We have twin flames. Like, these are people who lost people and they never got closure. You could be doing something specific for people who lost loved ones, like as in like their partners, like widows, widowers, or people who had like, you could be like researching like long lost loves of the war, the Civil War, long lost loves of the World War II and things like that, and making books and stuff about it. That's really cool. Like, that's pretty cool. Okay, but we have not today, boundaries and hurt, avoiding conversation, not dealing, still upset. And some of the people, like, they're going to feel like this. Because like I said, there's going to be some people who don't want these things unearthed. So you may deal with that. But there's going to be many, many more who do. And we have Cupid's arrow. Some of them don't want to bring it back up because it might be painful. But they will come around. This says, have faith. Love is coming. Surprise invitation. Struck by love. So, it's just like when you get a closed door, respect that and honor that, but keep doing your work. Some of these people will come around anyway. But like, you're healing, like, I don't know. It's like you're healing old loves and old flames who never got to have their stories told, or like, another thing this could be too is like for Alzheimer's patients or dementia patients. You know how like in The Notebook, he was reading her that story of their own history and it brought it back for her all the time. You could be doing stuff like that for people. What a business. Oh my gosh. And we're going to need it because the boomers are aging and dementia is huge. That could be a service that you do where you talk to their loved ones and write books for them to be able to read to their loved ones whose minds have gone, so they can like remember their stories or just that's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. Oh, I'm not gonna do it. Oh my gosh, but I'm getting teary-eyed. But it's something like that, man. It really is. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. So, this is going to be very deep work. You probably will have teary eyes sometimes, okay? But keep going, especially if you know that you love this, which I'm feeling that you do. If this is something that's really interesting to you, like you absolutely love this. You love history, you love people's stories and investigating them, researching them, you love unearthing things. This is for you. This reading is for you. And it doesn't have to be the specific examples that I gave. It could be a whole nother thing that you're doing, but it's similar, this energy. Keep going, because you actually are helping people. Whether other people see it or not, you actually are helping people, and just bringing back and restoring love to their heart and peace to their heart after heartache and loss, and after long periods of no closure. So your work is valid and your work is necessary and your work is beautiful. If nobody told you today, if you've been just doing this and not seeing any like appreciation, just Spirit wants you to know Spirit appreciates what you're doing. And the passed over, the ones who have left, who've already deceased, they appreciate what you're doing regardless. All right. So that is the message that I have for you all today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you got something beneficial from it. And I thank you for stopping by this reading. Please remember to like, share with someone who cares, save it to a playlist for future reference, hype this video up, and subscribe for more wonderful readings and luxurious eye candy such as this. And until next time, have a gorgeous day. Bye.